Every time this microwave door closes, something unexpected will happen. I have 6 simple tips to show you, and by the last one, you may never use your microwave the same way again. Let's start with a problem you've probably run into more than once. You have 2 plates of food to reheat, but the moment you put the second one in the microwave, there simply isn't enough room. Normally, that means heating one plate first, taking it out, and then starting all over again with the second. But there's a simple way to make better use of all that space above the first plate. Place your first microwave-safe plate inside as usual, but move it slightly to one side instead of leaving it directly in the center. Now take a sturdy microwave-safe cup and place it upright in the space beside the plate. Here's where the trick comes together. Carefully rest your second microwave-safe plate on top of the cup. Look at that! One plate stays on the turntable while the other sits higher up so 2 dishes can fit without being stacked directly on top of each other. Now, heat the food as you normally would, adjusting the time as needed. When they're ready, carefully remove the plates because both the dishes and the cup may be very hot. 2 plates, 1. Microwave cycle, and no waiting for the first dish to finish before starting the second. Have you ever tried creating a second level inside your microwave like this? Tell me in the comments. Here's some good news if you've ever needed to peel several tomatoes for a homemade sauce. There's no need to stand there struggling with a knife and trying to remove that thin skin piece by piece. The microwave can make this job much easier. Start with your tomatoes and turn each one over. Using a small knife, carefully score a shallow X into the skin on the bottom. You only need to cut through the skin, so don't slice deeply into the flesh. Do the same with the remaining tomatoes, then arrange them on a microwave-safe plate. Now, place the plate into the microwave. Depending on the size and number of tomatoes and the power of your microwave, they may need closer to a minute. What we're looking for is very simple. The skin around that little X should begin to wrinkle and loosen. Once that happens, carefully remove the plate and let the tomatoes cool enough to handle. Now watch this. Grab one of those loosened corners with your fingers and gently pull. Look at that! The skin practically slides away from the tomato. Continue around the tomato, and within moments, the entire thing is peeled. Do exactly the same with the others. No sitting there shaving it off with a knife, and you're not wasting all that good tomato flesh along with the peel. A job that used to feel annoyingly fiddly suddenly takes almost no effort at all. Next's another microwave trick I use when I want to cook broccoli. Normally, many of us boil broccoli. Look at what happens afterward. The broccoli can become softer, its bright green color may fade if it's cooked too long, and some of its water-soluble nutrients can leach into the cooking water. So let's try something different. Cut the broccoli into similarly sized florets and arrange them on a microwave-safe plate or in a microwave-safe dish. Place them into the microwave. Start with about 3 minutes depending on the amount of broccoli and the power of your microwave. Now, let's take a look. Be careful when removing the cover because hot steam can escape. Look at that color. The broccoli is cooked, but still beautifully bright green with a tender texture that hasn't turned soft and watery. Now, put it beside our boiled broccoli. The difference is easy to see. The microwaved broccoli has retained a much brighter green appearance. Which way do you normally cook your broccoli? Boiled, steamed, or microwaved? Tell me in the comments. And if you have a bag of frozen strawberries hiding in your freezer, don't just save them for smoothies. You can turn a small handful into a warm strawberry topping in just a few minutes. Place them in a microwave-safe bowl. I'm only making enough for breakfast today, so there's no need to prepare an entire jar. Now add a little sugar. You don't need much if you prefer a lightly sweet strawberry flavor. If your berries are already naturally sweet, you can use even less. Give everything a quick stir and place the bowl into the microwave. Start with about 2 minutes, but don't walk away. After the first minute, carefully open the microwave and stir the strawberries. They're already beginning to soften and release their juices. Continue heating in short intervals until the berries are completely soft and bubbling hot. Now look at this. The frozen strawberries have collapsed into a thick, bright red, jam-like topping. And I honestly don't want to wait for it to cool. Take a warm piece of toast and spoon some of that strawberry mixture over the top. Look at the color, and those little pieces of strawberry are still in there. Sweet, warm, fruity, and made from exactly the amount I wanted. If you love crispy fried shallots but hate standing beside a pan of hot oil, this next microwave trick might become one of your favorites. Start by slicing the shallots as thinly and evenly as possible. This part matters because if some pieces are thick and others are paper thin, they'll brown at completely different speeds. Place the sliced shallots into a wide microwave-safe bowl. Then add a small amount of cooking oil. Now place the dish into the microwave. For mine, I'm aiming for around 3 minutes total. After about 2 minutes, stop and carefully stir. This is important. The edges tend to cook faster than the center, so stirring helps everything brown more evenly and prevents a few pieces from burning while the others are still pale. Continue in 15 to 30-second intervals, and look at what happens. The shallots gradually change from pale and soft to beautifully golden. Take them out when they're slightly lighter than you want because they'll continue to crisp as they cool. Now listen to that crunch. Golden, crispy, fragrant, and no standing over a pan of splattering oil. I'm sprinkling mine over some hot potatoes. That little crispy topping immediately makes something as simple as potatoes much more interesting. And if the microwave can handle shallots, what about garlic? If you love that deep garlic flavor but don't want to use any oil, try this instead: dry the garlic. It might sound a little unusual because most of us think of an oven or dehydrator when we hear the word drying. But for a small batch, the microwave can help remove moisture surprisingly quickly. Start by peeling a few cloves of garlic. Then slice them as thinly and evenly as possible. I learned very quickly that thickness matters here. One thick slice can still be soft, while the thinner piece beside it is already starting to brown. Now take a microwave-safe plate. Here's a small trick before we add the garlic. Place a sheet of microwave-safe parchment paper over the plate. This helps keep the garlic from sticking and makes cleanup much easier afterward. Arrange the garlic slices on top in a single layer. Don't overlap them. Every slice needs its own little space so it can lose moisture more evenly. Now place the plate into the microwave for 3 minutes. Now look at the result. Those fresh, slightly sticky garlic slices have become dry, light, and crisp. Let them cool completely and listen to this. Crunch. You can use them as a crispy topping for soups, salads, noodles, or potatoes, or crush them into smaller pieces for seasoning. And that's all 6 microwave tricks for today. Which trick surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed these ideas, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.